Hello guys, welcome to my this video, and today in this React tutorial I'll show you how you can add style in your application. Okay, so guys, style means there mainly we use CSS, ACSS and SAS. So here I will discuss how you can add CSS in your React application. If you are thinking it's a very easy thing, so guys, here I will just say, if you know how to add CSS in React, so that time it is easy. Otherwise it is not easy because it is a little different from normal HTML. Okay, so guys, I will start how to add CSS in React. So guys, in normal HTML, three ways we add CSS. Okay, one is external, internal and inline CSS. So same thing we use in React. Okay, I mean same thing we follow, but guys, syntax is different, so that's why I'm making this video. So guys, here first of all, this is my project structure. Okay, and this project is running in this browser. So I hope here I'm assuming you know how to run this project and how to create component. Okay, if you don't know, so that time you have to watch my previous tutorial step by step. If you go to my channel and if you find React tutorial playlist, so there you will get all those videos. Okay, so now guys, here I will create a component is nothing but it's a page. So here inside the source folder I will create a folder name is block, and inside this block folder I will create a file. So on normal HTML we create file index.html, home.html like this, but it's a React is the JavaScript library, so that's why we don't use .html extension, we use .js extension, right? So inside this block folder I will create file mean our page name. So here I will write blog.js. Okay, and now guys, inside this blog.js, so in after creating HTML page, okay, just I'm comparing HTML and React. So after creating HTML page, we can start we can directly write like section, div, h1 h2 tag, but guys, here after creating .js file we cannot write like this. Okay, so here we have to write something, and that is React component or page. You can say there is the two types, one is class, another is function. So here I will show you the functional, you can say it functional component. Okay, so now guys, here function, and the function name is block. By the way, this function name and page name you can create as per your requirement. Okay, so page name I have written blog.js, so function name similarity I have maintained. Okay, that is block. Okay, and one thing you can notice, when I'm writing the function name, B is the capital. So this is, you can say it's a React syntax or structure. Okay, when we write the function name, so that time the first letter we write as a capital. Okay, so that is B is the capital. And now guys, this is function, and guys, here when we write the function, so here we need to return something. Okay, so what we want to return, so now here you can return anything, section, div, h1 tag. If you want to display h1 tag, so you can simply write h1, and here you can write block component. Okay, block component, not block page, whatever. And now guys, this is normal function, but you know guys, after coming ES6 we can write function using fat arrow syntax. Okay, so that time we don't need to write function keyword, simply we write equal and arrow. So this is called fat arrow function, and when we use fat arrow function in React, so that time we need to define as a variable. So here we use const validate keyword for defining variable, so I have used const keyword. So now this is done. Okay, so now guys, I will save this one, and now if you are thinking it will show in the browser here, so you are wrong, because guys, this functional component I have created, but how I can denote I have created a component, or you can say it page. So that's why this thing you have to be import the main module means it is app.js file. So here you have to import, so import. Okay, whatever we want to import, the name I have to write. So I want to import this function name because I want to import this function, right? So before that guys, before importing this, I have to export, right? Without export, how can I import? So that's why I have to export. So export, and the syntax is default, and the function name, what I want to export, this function name. And now I will copy this function and I want to import it in our app.js. So this block, and from where this block function is coming, So guys, first thing is you can say this is block folder, and inside this block folder here is the block.js file which I have opened here. So inside this js file I have the function. Okay, so same thing, I will maintain block folder first of all. Inside this block folder here is the block.js file. You can see it's showing js, right? So from here I have imported this block function. Okay, so now it's only imported. So for rendering this in browser, just I have to add this here using opening and close syntax like this. Okay, so now guys, if you don't want to add close like this, so you can remove this one, but here you can add this closing syntax, I mean slash. And now here you can see it's showing a block component. So component created is done. But guys, in actually this video may be long, but if you are the beginner, so it will be easy to understand. Okay, so component created is done, and now guys, here I will add the css, which is the main motive to show in this video. So now here css 3 ways we can add. One is internal, external, and inline. So inline css is the very important part in React, right? So guys, first of all, here I will show you the external css. Okay, so I will remove this app.js file because it's not needed now. So here in this block component, so separately I will create the style folder. Style means css file. Okay, so inside this block I will create another file that will be css. Okay, so block.css. If you want to use SAS SCSS, so you can change the extension CSS or SCSS. So same way, instead of JS, if you want to add TypeScript, so you can add the ts.ts file, right? So now I have created a CSS file. So now here you can see this is our block component. So now guys, here I will write a section first of all. So section or class name. So in normal HTML we write only class, but in React we write class name. So those are the different. Okay, you have to remember this. So the this one block component. So heading, I mean parent class, I will write block, and here I will cut this one and I will paste here. Okay, and just I will format like this. Okay, so now guys, I want to add style for this h1 tag. So now it is very simple, you can see. So now if I want to add some style for this h1 tag, so I will copy this parent class name, okay, this one, and dot h1. Just simply I will write color is suppose red. Okay, so if I save, and now if I want to check here, so you can see nothing is changed, because guys, here in this css file I have added a css, but this css file I haven't added here. So how this css style will be add here? So in normal HTML we link relation style sheet href, and inside this href we linked our external css file. So same thing, but the syntax is different, so that's why I am making this video. So this block.css I have to import here. Okay, so import, okay, dot slash inverted comma dot slash and block dot css. Okay, like this. This is the syntax. And if you are thinking this css file I'm adding here, but guys, here I haven't exported. Okay, like when I js file imported, so that time I said I have to export, but in css file I don't need to export. Okay, this is the syntax, you can say it again. Okay, now so here I have imported this css file. So now whatever css I will write here, that will be affected here. So now I will save this one, and now if I check, you can see it's added a color, red color. Okay, now if I add any background color, background yellow, so you will find here it's added a yellow background like this. Okay, so that is called external css. So external css, the difference is only import, right? Otherwise everything is same. So now I will move to, so I will remove this css, otherwise it will be affected here. So I will remove style from here. So now guys, for h1 tag I will write css that is called internal. Internal means in same page, that's why it's called internal CSS. Okay, so here just inside this function, okay, you have to remember and follow the coding structure. I mean how I'm writing everything in React. If you define whatever I'm defining inside this method or function, you can say if you define outside here, so it will not be workable and you will write in comment it is not working. Okay, you have shown wrong thing, but that's why guys I'm saying you have to concentrate here. So now here I will add CSS for this h1 tag. Okay, so here internal or inline CSS we write as a object structure. Okay, so as an object structure you have to write. So guys here you have to define a variable. Okay, so variable name, suppose if I write my style equals to, you know guys how to define object, so here this one. And now inside this object I want to add the color. Okay, so here I will write the property is color. Color is red. Okay, comma, and after that here I want to define the background color. So background color, background color is yellow, like this. Okay, so here I don't know if you have noticed something or not. That's guys, here you can see I have written background color like this. But if you define any CSS in .css file, so that time if you write background color, so you write like this. So you can see background hyphen color. But here you can see how I have written, means guys this is object. Okay, I'm using here object, so here we cannot write like this way, we have to write like this way. Means if you have notice in JavaScript, so in JavaScript when we use style, so that time we use this property. So okay, so means guys this is JavaScript file, so when I'm writing style in JavaScript, so we have to write like this way as a JavaScript DOM. Okay, if you have remember, if you know, so like this way. Okay, so that's why I'm making this video. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So now it is done, and this variable I have to copy, and here I have to write style. So normal HTML we simply write style and like this, but it's an object way, so that's why curly braces, and here inside this I will call our this one. Okay, so save. Here guys you can see it's showing an error. So guys here I don't know you have noticed or not, so here you can see I have defined a variable. So when we define variable or object, so that time we need to write let const var keyword. Okay, when we define variable without keyword const let var, we cannot define variable, we will get error, right? So say that's why I'm getting error. So here I will write a keyword that is called const. So const my style, and now this object I have called here. So now if I say, you can see it is showing the style. Okay, so same way if you want to add font size, so font size you can define 20 pixel like this. You can see if I define it 40 pixel, you can see. Okay, so same way style you can add. This is called internal because the style I have written the same page, I mean internally. Okay, so this is the second way, and the third way is that is called inline CSS. Inline and internal CSS, it's similar. So but guys here just I am defining a variable, and I'm calling this variable here, but instead of that here you can write, I mean you can remove this one, and when I was calling this variable here, so this variable is another object. So here I am using curly braces. So now I will write inline. Okay, inline means in same line. Okay, so now here I have to add another curly braces because now I'm not defining this variable. In this variable here it was another curly braces, so that I define here. Okay, and now this variable is not needed, only the CSS property I have needed. So just simply one by one I will copy. Okay, so color I copy it from here, and now I copy it and paste here, and the font size also I'll copy and paste here, and this one I don't need that. Okay, so this is called inline css. So same thing, you can see no change because I remove internal css and I have added as an inline. Okay, so I hope the css knowledge is clear to you. If you have any doubt, so guys, you can write in comment section. And this video maybe it is little long because I have shown how to create the component as well, because if you are the beginner, so you will get the idea how to create component. But I can show from after creating this component, I can start this video after creating this component, so that time you may confuse like how it is creating. So that's why the some previous thing I have shown in this video also, like component how to create. Okay, so I hope guys css idea it is clear. Okay, and if you find this video is helpful, so guys don't forget to like this video, and if you want to get more React update, so you can subscribe my channel as well.